You all probably think that was a beer I just cracked open for this HMR on the Spirit of Sodor. No, it is in fact a blackberry Dr. Pepper. Trust me, if I had beer in the house, I would have cracked one open for this. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Thomas & Friends Home Media Reviews. As previously mentioned, this is on the Spirit of Sodor. I may be being a bit overdramatic in this intro here. The Spirit of Sodor is not that bad. It's just not that good either. But that's spoiling my thoughts for later. Right now, let's jump into the history section of the Spirit of Sodor. So the Spirit of Sodor first hit DVD on March 3rd, 2008. It was first put out by a company known as 2 Entertain. I'm not sure if that's affiliated with Hit Entertainment or not, but it is important to mention here, primarily because of the second release of the Spirit of Sodor, which also came out in 2008, a few months later. June 23rd, 2008 brings us the second printing of the Spirit of Sodor from Hit Entertainment proper. As far as these two copies go, they look pretty similar. The re-release version acts as that brand new on DVD banner up at the top and also shifts the positions of both of the ratings. But other than that, if you didn't know specifically what to look for, you could easily be tricked into buying the second version of the Spirit of Sodor instead of the first one. Our next copy of the Spirit of Sodor is nothing, because the Spirit of Sodor was only released twice in the span of a few months in 2008. It left just as quickly as it arrived. That's crazy to me that this wasn't included in any multi-packs or anything. It was just, hey, it's here, and now it's gone. So I guess that wraps things up for the history section. Let's move right along to the close-up. Alrighty, everyone. Here's your close-up look at the Spirit of Sodor. Up here at the top in a red banner, we have brand new on DVD. That didn't age well. This isn't brand new anymore. We got Thomas & Friends logo, Spirit of Sodor. This is giving me Fogman vibes. It's just a picture of Thomas on like a generic background here. I'm guessing this is from one of the episodes on here. I haven't watched this yet at the time of filming this close-up, so I don't know. But this is definitely giving me Fogman vibes here. But we do have our UK ratings there with the DVD video logo. 8 exciting stories down there as well. The poster looks good. A little generic, but hey, at least the picture of Thomas is in high quality. The spine, DVD video logo, Thomas Friends logo, portrait of Thomas taken from the front, but I believe he's mirrored. He's either mirrored in this one or he's mirrored in this one. I can't tell. Spirit of Sodor there. Hit Entertainment logo, one of the ratings, and then a 2 Entertain logo down there. In the back, doesn't feature one big blurb for everything. All the episodes get their own little blurb about them, which again, I wanted this to come over to the US. I much prefer having each episode get its own blurb as opposed to just one generic thing. I get why they didn't do it here. It probably saves money because, someone doesn't have to write the blurb and everything for it. They can just write a generic blurb and then copy-paste that over a bunch of releases, but this is just really nice. And we've got some screenshots from some of the characters that are in these episodes. Percy, Scarloey, Henry, and that guy, the one-off, Dennis. And then down at the bottom, we have technical specifications as well as your ratings and barcode. And then on the inside, wow, who would have thought? It's a squished up version of the poster art, but at least you get to see more of the set now. So that wraps things up for your close-up. Let's move right along to the menu tour. Okay, everyone, here is your menu tour for the Spirit of Sodor. It looks pretty similar to last week's, doesn't it? You've got this little shot of Thomas puffing through the snow over here with the title of the release. And you only have 3 options. You have play, select an episode, and subtitles. There is no bonus content on this DVD. So why don't we go ahead and jump into the select an episode menu here. And it'll bring us over. So we've got Thomas and the statue, Bold and Brave, Thomas's Day Off, Percy and the oil painting, Scarloey the Brave, Thomas and the toy shop, Henry and the flagpole, and Thomas and the rainbow. And if we look at the subtitles menu, we only have an option to turn the subtitles on or off, so I'm going to assume that they're only in English. So just like the history section and the close-up, this menu tour is going to be fairly short. Let's go ahead and head on back and answer the 5 main questions, as always. Alright, so we're back from the close-up. Now it's time to answer the 5 main questions, as always. Number 1, where can you pick this product up? I sound like a broken record here, but it's online retailers. You're not going to find the Spirit of Sodor in any retail shop, either here in the US or the United Kingdom. Number 2, is this product still being printed nowadays? Absolutely not. Number 3, should you pick this product up? The Spirit of Sodor actually starts off with some promise. We get Thomas and the statue for our first episode. The fog effects look really good throughout this episode. It actually looks like a cold and drab day, as the narrator describes. Percy, I think the statue is of me. Really, Thomas? That's nice. Yeah. Percy does not give 1 inch of a crap about that statue. That line delivery was hilarious. Percy's actually really relatable throughout the majority of this episode. He doesn't mince words with Thomas when he tells him, "Nobody wants to talk to you anymore, and neither do I." It's like the nice way of telling Thomas to get bent. And when we actually see what the statue is, it's of all of the 8 main characters, I like how it looks. I do think it's funny how Sir Topham Hatt's portion of the statue is blocking Toby entirely. Episode 2 is Bold and Brave. Still not a fan of Angelus's take on Diesel. He's too light. I prefer my Diesel to have a gruff voice. You know, like he's been smoking for several years or something. It would fit more with his pronounced sound coming out of his engine. We get an appearance from Ben in this episode, and no Bill. Whoa, hang on a minute. Twins in this era of Thomas are symbiotic. They can't function unless they're right next to each other, and think of the marketing opportunities here. What an insane thing to compliment, though. Hey, I'm really happy that Ben shows up and isn't glued to Bill's side, but that's the era that we're in. And we see actual railway maintenance being done inside of that tunnel. It's almost like this is a real universe. Despite the boring plot and absurd characterization of Thomas, this episode has some good things in it. Moving on to Thomas's Day Off. Everyone remembers this episode because it's Dennis's introduction and only appearance in the show. Beyond him being lazy, he doesn't have much going for him. He's pretty pathetic, though, whenever he asks for help. His "help, help" lines are just sad. Thomas obviously shouldn't have fallen for his painfully obvious tricks, though. And what's with the explosion after Dennis crashes? Was it supposed to make things look cooler? Because all it did was make me ask more questions. Oh boy, now we're getting into the bad here. We got Percy and the oil painting up next. This episode has the same plot as a lot of other episodes in this era, except it's Percy as the main character instead of Thomas. I guess it gets points for that, but it doesn't make up for this plot being complete rinse and repeat. I do like how the artist sounds really exasperated at all times. Like he's old and tired and just can't stand doing this every day anymore. I want a spin-off based on this artist character. I want to see his backstory. His dad probably forced him to be an artist, and it kept him away from his true love and the son that he never knew that he had, but he knows if he quits, he'll disappoint his alcoholic and abusive father. Really dark, but you got to admit, that's way more interesting than just, too green. Hey, we're not getting any better here. Skarloey the Brave is up next. We've come to the worst episode in terms of just absolutely botched characterizations. Not only is Skarloey absolutely pissed upon, but so is Rheneas. Scared of the incline? Really, Rheneas? Didn't you look death in the face while on that hill with a full train and you screamed out, "I've got a cramp"? That incline shouldn't even appear on your radar, dude. Well done, Rusty. You are a really brave engine. Rusty didn't do anything. He sat there on the tracks and blew his horn. The signalman did all the work. Skarloey's crash isn't even cool. I'm just mad that he's even going up the incline, so I have nothing nice to say about his dumb crash. Definitely the worst episode on this release. The one that I was just frustrated beyond belief that I had to sit through. These next few aren't any better. We've got Thomas in the toy shop. Why the hell is there a toy factory on Sodor? Did this place export literally every good on the face of the earth? No wonder Sir Topham can afford all of these new engines. He's clearly making bank off of the tariffs he's charging these businesses. Henry was trapped behind a large crate. So is the crate just going to stay there, or are those workmen going to do something about it to earn their salary? As far as I can tell, they're just standing there looking at it like, that's a crate, all right. Good, I'm glad that we identified what the object is. Now can we get to moving it, please? Of course, now that I'm thinking about it, it's a crate. I'm pretty sure Henry could just drive over that and be totally fine. He's a steam locomotive weighing hundreds of pounds. A crate shouldn't stop him. Henry actually becomes the main character in the next episode, Henry and the Flagpole. Here's something I like about this episode. Henry retains his character trait of liking the forest. You can tell how thrilled I am about that. Why are there no railings or walls built around that flagpole? It's just sitting on a flatbed. It's not protected at any... It's literally just laying there. It's not protected at all. What do you think was gonna happen? Who thought that was a good idea? This episode should really be called Henry Kidnaps a Group of Workmen and Holds Them Hostage to Save a Tree. I suspect they didn't call it that because it's too long. Another boring, bland episode that I really don't have much to say about, to be honest with you. My notes are very short from here on out. Very short indeed for Thomas and the Rainbow. At this point, I'm about to fall asleep. All these episodes are just the same thing over and over again. Boring, repetitive, and uninteresting. I have nothing to say about this episode. It's just nothing. That's really the main issue I have with the Spirit of Sodor. It's not bad. It's just nothing. It has nothing going for it. No standout episode, no hilarious goofs, just predictable storytelling and bland visuals. At least the intro and outro for every episode is gone. That's actually been the case since last week. So there's one other thing I can at least compliment about this, other than, hey, Bill and Ben aren't in the same episode, and some fog effects were pretty good. I cannot in good conscience recommend this. There's nothing here anyone will enjoy. It only serves to eat up 60 minutes of your time, and you'll never get that back. So spend that 60 minutes doing something more productive. Don't watch this. Number 4, where should you pick this product up? Same answers as number 1. And number 5, what price should you pay? Well, you shouldn't pay anything for it, but since you want an answer to this question, I wouldn't go over $5 for it. Either print. I'm pretty sure they're both the exact same contents on the actual disc. The only changes, I think, are cosmetic, so I wouldn't go over $5 for either printing. Well, folks, that wraps up your HMR for the Spirit of Sodor, the first bad release of this new season of Thomas and Friends Home Media Reviews. Or I guess I should say, the first truly nothing release here. Because like I said, this release isn't bad. There's just nothing here that anybody with 2 brain cells will enjoy. Even just talking about it makes me want to go to bed now, and it's not just because it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm recording this. No, this release is actively making me tired discussing it. I am very worried about the next release that we cover. Not only is it from the same era, it's an entire season. We will be covering the complete Season 10 in 2 weeks. Next week is Memorial Day, pretty important state holiday, so I figured I'd take that off. I will see you all then. Thank you all so very much for watching, and as always, good night, everybody.